Now, I'm not a cognitive scientist, and so you're going to have to forgive this very basic explanation. It's important, though, that you understand why we do some of the strange things that we're going to do, and how this relates to the actual inner workings of your mind. Your mind is made up of tiny little cells called neurons. These are basically electrically excitable cells that process and transmit information using electrochemical signals. These signals are called synapses, and they're specialized connections between the cells, but that's not really relevant. What you need to know is that neurons connect to each other and form neural networks. Now this is where it gets really important. The more connections there are to a neuron, the less likely it is to be removed or to fade away. To give you a metaphor, I want you to imagine two roads. One is a 6-lane highway connecting 8 medium-sized towns, and another one is a country road connecting one house to another. Which road is more likely to receive regular maintenance and improvements? Which is more likely to be neglected and erode away? This, for example, is why you rarely forget information like your childhood address, even if you haven't used it for years and years. Because there are so many connections and stories and experiences around that piece of information, your brain determines that it's critical and will never erode it away. Knowing this can benefit us tremendously. The process of superlearning necessitates that we create more connections to the information we want to learn. This way, the mind is forced to remember it like it would remember everyday information that we use. Think about how children learn, for example. They pick up a spoon, they play with it time and time again, they eat with it, they drop it on the floor. All the while, they're building connections and an understanding and a history around that spoon, what it does, how it feels. Finally, they learn to remember the name, spoon. This is also why writing things down, or creating mnemonics, is a useful tactic for learning. You're simply creating new memories in the form of stories or sentences, or tying new information like first, outer, inner, last in mathematics to a word you already know, foil. But as we said before, we can go far beyond this. We can build connections in a much more efficient and rich way. And that's what we're going to be learning.